Good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live right here on Mike Avery Outdoors on the Facebook page, on the YouTube channel, on Twitter as well. I'm still working on a way to get it on Instagram. It's going to happen, but I think I need the folks at Instagram to cooperate and allow us to do that. But how are you this evening? Nice to have you along with us as it is every Wednesday night. This is something we do every Wednesday night, and we've done it for quite a while now. I was trying to think of when it started this. But it's been a while. Let's see who's with us this evening. Kevin is with us right now. Bob is with us right now as well. My friend Craig is with us. I like it when you call me Captain Mike, Craig. I appreciate that. Galveston, Texas, checking in. Hello, John. How are you? How are things in Galveston? Scott Gatza, my friend. Good evening. Are you back in Michigan now? Are you on some hunting adventure out west? Ed Bolanowski of Speedy Blaze is with us as well. Thank you, Ed, for your support. We appreciate that. Derek, nice to have you along with us as well. My name is Mike Avery. This is Wednesday Night Live. Pleasure to have you along with us. Tonight, coming up, a couple of guests are going to join me tonight. We're going to have some giveaways. We're going to talk about a very cool program as well. Jim is checking in from his deer blind in Gladwin. Excellent. Bill Hoffman here. One more day of work that he's off hunting for a couple of weeks. Good for you. Ross Elliott's with us this evening as well. Hello, Ross. My day was wonderful. Bob is perch fishing on Drummond Island. That's a pretty cool thing to be doing as well. St. Charles checking in. Commerce Township checking in. Wonderful. As the days get shorter, and now as we're looking at dusk at 7 o'clock, we get a pretty good crowd. During the summer months when it's so nice out, the numbers go down, but that's understandable. But I'm glad to have you along with us. Coming up, the Lupton Swamp gave up a nice doe last weekend, Craig says. Harbor Beach checking in. Color is in the north, Brian says. Yeah, when I was in the UP last week, I noticed the color up there was absolutely beautiful. Roger, I agree with you. This is the best time of year. Joe's with us. He said, it's been a while. Well, Joe, what have you been up to? I've missed you. We've all missed you. A quick update before we get into our guest tonight. If you have not been following me on Facebook or Instagram, or you weren't with me this morning on Wednesday Night Live, I did not get a bear. And my season technically continues for a while now, I'm not going to be able to get back up there. So I did not get a bear. The one night in round 2 last Saturday night, I did have a bear come in on me. Did not give me a shot. But Johnny Bowler did his job. He put a shooter bear in front of me at 13 yards with my recurve in the daylight. So he did his job. The bear didn't cooperate. We had some weather that did not cooperate either on round 1. But you know what? It's okay that I didn't get a bear. Did I want to get one? Sure. Do I want to get one with my recurve? You bet. And I will do it. But as I've said so many times here on the show and the radio show, it's not about the kill. It's not about the harvest. It's about the experience. And the experience I had was outstanding. I'm going to put in now for the third season in the Newberry District every year. I won't get a tag every year, but maybe I can get one every other year. So I'm changing my strategy from putting in for the first season, which takes 9 years or so, depending on where. I don't want to wait 9 years to hunt. So I'm going to put in for the third season, realizing it's a harder hunt and my odds of being successful as far as a harvest are down. But I think that's going to be a good strategy. Scott, good evening. Dennis, good evening. Randy, good evening. You booked a hunt for Melissa at the Refuge Ranch. Can't wait to see those guys again. Very cool, Ross. Tonight, coming up, we're going to have Jason Wolverton from the Forward Corporation. He's part of the Real Men Wear Pink campaign. You know, I was very much involved in this campaign last year during the month of October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. My family has been hit hard by breast cancer. I lost a niece last year to breast cancer. My mom has had it twice. My sister-in-law has had it. And I lost dear friends to breast cancer. So I hate it. I think it's a modern day plague, and I appreciate Jason Wolverton stepping up and being part of that. So we're going to bring him on in a minute to talk about that. He is also going to give away something to you tonight for watching as a thank you. And also Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats will join us. You know, he was with us last week as we had the big giveaway. Michigan Brand is stepping up once again. They're partnering with Jason and the Forward Corporation, and we'll talk about that. And then also Nick is going to give away something as well. Steve says, bare facts. They have good hearing and a great sense of smell. They have large brains compared to their body size, and they can run fast. They can run fast. The bear that came into me, I don't think I spooked him. He looked at me, didn't see a thing. I'm sitting in a blind. He looked back down at the bait. Then he looked up. He looked off to my right. I don't know what spooked him, but something did, and he took off like he'd been shot. I mean, like, boom, he took off. I knew he was not coming back. But that's all right. Paul is now heading out of the deer woods. Bill says, great show. I appreciate that, Bill. And Robert, thanks for being along with us tonight. Okay, without dragging this thing out any farther, let me first bring in Jason Wolverton. Jason, how are you, my friend?
Mike, I am doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us on Wednesday Night Live. We have done a lot of these in person, but now, of course, with COVID, we can't so much, at least not for now. So it's nice to see you again, my friend.
Yeah, likewise. I've been told I have more of the face for radio, so being on camera is a little different, but happy to be on, and thanks as always for having me.
And I like the pink shirt.
Of course, gotta rock it.
Yeah, tell me about that. Real Men Wear Pink.
Yeah, Mike, as you were just saying, it's a fantastic cause partnering with the American Cancer Society this month. There are 30 different men, such as myself, who have volunteered as part of the Real Men Wear Pink of Mid-Michigan. Our goal is to raise $80,000 this month for the American Cancer Society. And so, it's all about just getting out there, trying to raise awareness, letting people know what the American Cancer Society does. And the caveat, of course, you gotta rock something pink every day. And so I've had to enhance my wardrobe a little bit as a result.
Even a pink watch band. I like it.
Yeah. This is the one thing I knew I could always get some pink in every day with this. Because you can only own so many pink shirts.
That's right. Hey, I want to bring up the website. Let me remind myself how to do this. Share screen, Chrome tab, Real Men Wear Pink of Mid-Michigan. So here is your page, Jason. Now the question is, okay, you've got a $2,500 goal. You're about halfway there. So good for you. How do we though make a donation to you, Jason? How do we get to here? It's kind of a convoluted link. So help me out here.
Yeah, so I actually just dropped a link into the Facebook comments so that anybody watching can click on it. And then you go to the top and you click on donate, and then you can donate from there. If you don't have access to the link or you want to look it up later, as you said, it's a little bit hard to find. It's long. Yeah. So I think the best way is just search for Real Men Wear Pink of Mid-Michigan. It'll take you right to the website, and you can see our candidates link at the top, and you click on that. It'll have all 30 men who are participating, and you can click on and look. At the end of the day, of course, I'm happy if any of your listeners, any of your viewers donate as part of my campaign, but just donate. Whoever it is, if there's someone else on there you want to give to, absolutely, because at the end of the day, it's all about the cause and trying to raise that $80,000.
It is, but we're pushing for you, Jason.
Yeah, it's also a competition. I'm in 6th right now, exactly. So any help I can get, I'll be happy to take.
Here's a neat comment. Susan says she is 6 years cancer-free. Excellent, Susan. Congrats.
Oh, that's awesome.
Lori Card, our friend, is with us tonight as well. Lori, nice to have you along with us. Okay, now we're going to bring somebody else in, another friend of ours. Let me see if I can make it look a little bit different. Ooh, baby, look at that. Look at all these different options I have. Oh, I like this one. Let's stick with this one. Hello, Nick Grillo. How are you, my friend? Can't hear you, Nick. We had Nick on last week, and we heard him just fine. No. Darn it. I thought we were golden, too. So Nick's going to be frantically working on his keyboard right now.
How about now?
Yes, we've got you now.
Okay.
Excellent. We got you now, Nick. Yes.
All right. Good.
Hey, Nick, how are you this evening?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Wonderful. Can you hear Nick, Jason?
I can.
Perfect. So listen, you guys have teamed up in support of Real Men Wear Pink. And Nick, why don't you tell us what you have going on?
So last year, obviously you remember, Mike, what we decided to do was when we kicked off the Mike Avery Pepperdale Cunner Sticks, we decided for the entire month of October, what we were going to do is donate part of the sales that we have from the sticks to the Real Men Wear Pink campaign. And you were part of it last year. And this year, me and my dad were talking about it just a little bit ago, and we said we wanted to do it again this year. And Jason's obviously doing it this year, and obviously Ford's is a great, customer of ours, and they sell a bunch of our products. So we said, hey, what a perfect opportunity. Let's do it again this year, and let's do it with Jason. So we are doing the same thing where the entire month of October, it's not just at Ford's, it's at any of our stores that we are at. Any product that's sold, a percentage of that is going to go directly to Jason's Real Men Wear Pink campaign.
Very nice.
Yep. So it's obviously it's going to be beneficial for everybody if we get more people buying the sticks. So when you're in the gas stations, just buy one and you're going to be donating to the cause. So
Jason, you're partnered up with some good people.
Yeah, I just want to take this opportunity, Nick, to thank you. Obviously, our company's relationship goes back a long ways, and one of the reasons it does is because the people in Michigan brand, your father, the rest of the family, all the employees are just fantastic, and I really do appreciate you guys doing this. It's not anything that was asked of you. You reached out to me and volunteered to do it. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Yep.
Nick, we're going to bring you back in here in just a minute, so stand by. But Jason, I want to talk to you just a second here. Forward Corporation, I'm going to bring up your website. Tell me a little bit about you guys. Most of us know you as a convenience store. You cater to outdoorsmen and women, but you're also an energy store.
Yeah, Ford's Ford's a diverse company. We're 95 years old this year, and most, as you said, most people know us for our 29 convenience stores. Most of them located, from Saginaw North. But we do a lot of other things. We're actually the largest Subway franchisee in the state. We own 57 Subways across the state. We own, as you said, an energy company. So, Forward Energy is a propane provider. We have 7,000 customers across the state. We own 3 hotels. We own a screen printing and embroidery business, and one of your favorite restaurants, the Lumberjack Restaurant.
Lumberjack Restaurant, absolutely.
So a unique and diverse company, and the cool thing is we're entirely family owned and operated. Abby Mona is our president, 5th generation. So her great grandfather founded the company, and we continue to grow, and I love it. It's great people. I've been with the company about 2 years now.
Jerry says the sticks are so good you can't buy just one pack. Mike says his mother was a breast cancer survivor because of people like you, Jason, for raising money for research. So he says, thank you very much.
My pleasure. And, speaking of combining the two, I've got myself a package of the Mike Avery sticks right here that I've been snacking on. So thanks to Mr. Grillo and everyone from Michigan Brand. This purchase I made today is going to go back to a great cause, and the other cause it's going to is my belly, because these things are fantastic.
Well, and you're such a stand-up guy. You're not only contributing to the Real Men Wear Pink campaign, you want to give our viewers tonight something. What do you have in mind, Jason?
Yeah, you know what? Again, Mike, you've always been a great supporter of ours, and so I want to take this opportunity to thank you. And one of the ways I'm going to thank you is by thanking your listeners and viewers. So I've got $50 Forward gift card to give away. And the cool thing about a Forward gift card, it's not just a gas card. You can get anything at any of our Forward stores with this gift card. So if you want to fill up your tank, that's great. You want to buy a bottle of something for the weekend, that's great too. So I'm going to give away a $50 card tonight.
$50 gift card from Forward Corp tonight. And here's how we're going to do it. The contest starts right now. You have 3 minutes. Make a comment right now about why you would like to win that $50 gift card from the Forward Corporation. Jason is going to be standing by. Jason, can you see the comments?
I can. Yep.
Okay. Jason is going to be standing by. So make your comments creative, make them in good taste. And in 2 minutes and 45 seconds, Jason will pick the winner. Jason, I'm going to let you go. You keep an eye on those comments. And we'll be waiting on that. In just a few minutes, we're going to bring Nick Grillo back in, and he is going to give away some Michigan brand products as well as we start to work our way, believe it or not, toward the Ham for Holidays giveaway that we're going to do every week here on the show. I don't want you to tune in because we give things away, but I also want to let you know, as Jason says, that we appreciate you for taking time up from your evening to join us here on the Wednesday Night Live on Mike Avery Outdoors. So it's kind of a win-win all the way around. Also tonight, I want to talk about a couple of other things. The Ask Avery segment this week that our friend Scott Hand brought up a great question. Want to let you know about a contest on Instagram where you can win one of the Wraith 270 see-through blinds. Let's see what some of our comments look like here. Lori says she'd like to win the $50 gift card. Susan said she would like to use it to go salmon fishing. Kimberly said she'd like to fill up her tank for her fall color trip for her grandkids. Anthony said he'd like to buy some delicious Michigan brand goodies and support the cause. Can't beat that. Craig says he always stops by the Forward Station in Rose City on his way to Lupton. You have a minute and a half right now, a minute and a half on this contest, and you realize I'm not really looking at a clock or a timer, right? I'm just kind of pulling it out of my head. Oh, here's a hard one. Randy said he would donate it. I tried to find you, Randy. He would donate it right back to the American Cancer Society. Oh, you're almost cheating there, Randy. It makes it hard. Forward is his go-to place, Dennis says, to fuel up. Excellent. You've got a minute. You've got 1 minute to make your comments here. Post them here on Wednesday Night Live as to why you would like to win this $50 gift certificate. Jason is standing by. He's watching your comments. We're going to draw the winner in just a minute here. In fact, in about 30 seconds, we're going to draw that winner. So get your comments in now. Keith says whether or not it's a very generous offer, he'd use it for a tank of gas on his northbound trip this weekend to bow hunt. Nothing wrong with that. 15 seconds on whether you, on this contest, if you'd like to win the $50 gift card from the Forward Corporation from our friend Jason Wolverton. 10 seconds. 9. You know what's coming. You know what's coming, don't you? 8, 7. Jason doesn't know what's coming yet. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The contest is over. There's my buzzer. Contest is over. So we will bring Jason back in. Jason, you were having a chance to look at the comments there. Who did you pick?
You know, there was a lot of really great comments. A number of people said they would buy the Mike Avery sticks, which obviously go back to the campaign. A lot of people said that they've been Forward customers. I love all that. So thank you guys. But the one that actually stood out to me was Tammy Lee. She mentioned that her neighbor lost his job, and she would like to donate that to him. And I actually think that really kind of touched me, and I think that's a really cool thing to do with it. So I'd like to donate that card to her.
Wonderful. Tammy, I didn't see that comment. That's wonderful. Tammy, if you would, send me a private message, please. You can do it on the Facebook page if you want. Give me your mailing address, Jason, if this is okay. Tammy, give me your mailing address. I will forward it to Jason, and he will get that gift card out to you. Does that work for you, Jason?
Yep, absolutely. I'd be happy to get it out to you, Tammy. And thank you for watching. And that's a very kind thing you're doing. I'm sure your neighbor will really appreciate that.
Wonderful. And again, Jason, thank you for being involved in Real Men Wear Pink. Thank you for being a great stopping off spot for us outdoorsmen and women as we head north. And thank you for your partnership with me at Mike Avery Outdoors. And I'll speak for Nick. Thank you for your partnership with the Michigan brand as well.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right. Have a good evening, my friend. We'll let you go. All right. And Scott Gatza, when did you get a puppy? I saw something about it. I didn't know you got a puppy, Scott. What kind did you get? I bet you got a bird dog, didn't you? Okay, now let's continue on here because I don't want to take up all of Nick's evening as well. Let's bring Nick back in. Nick, I'm going to bring up your website as well. Michigan brand. Did I do it? I did not. Let me Chrome tab. Michigan brand share. There we go. Let me try this one more time.
No worries.
I lost it, so I'm not going to screw around with it, Nick, but it's michiganbrand.net. Oh, I got to go back to this shot. Again, for folks who weren't with us last week, you got a wide shot now. We can see what's going on behind you. Your trophy room is looking pretty cool.
Yep. It's coming together. We built a house last year, and my wife let me put everything in the basement, so I'm trying to fill it up as fast as I can.
Wonderful. Now, you didn't want to be left out on this. You want to give something away tonight as well. What are you thinking about, Nick?
Yeah, exactly. So, as you know, we gave away some product last week with Speedy Blaze, and that was real fun. But it's hunting season right now. So why don't we make a whole venison goodie bag that we're going to ship out? It'll be roughly $50 worth, but we'll throw in some jerky, sausage, snack sticks. Yeah, we got a couple different flavors of the jerky that I'll throw in there. And like I said, it will be, or in brats, we have a venison brat I can throw in there too. So
right.
yeah, let's do an all venison package. That will be about 6 or 8 packages of random product, but all venison.
Perfect. I just see it. I see a comment here. Jason, I see you're still standing by. Ed Bolanowski from Speedy Blaze. Jason, shake your head if you're still there. Ed Bolanowski, in fact, we'll bring you
Wow.
back in here. Speedy Blaze said they're going to donate $500 to your Real Men Wear Pink campaign.
Ed, I was almost choked on my Mike Avery Hunter stick when I read that. Thank you. And obviously Ed and the folks at Speedy Blaze are another fantastic partner of Forward. And so I can't thank you enough, man. I really do appreciate it. That is so kind. So thank you.
Wonderful. All right, Jason, I'm going to let you go again, but I just wanted to make sure we brought you in to acknowledge that. And Ed Bolanowski, that is wonderful. Thank you to the folks at Speedy Blaze. You can buy Speedy Blaze at Forward Convenience Stores. You can buy Michigan brand products at Forward Convenience Stores. So, Nick, you've been through this before. Our listeners, our viewers have been through this before. You've got 3 minutes right now to make your comment on why you want to win that Hunter package from Michigan brand. I'm going to let you go here for a second, Nick. You keep an eye on things, and I'll go back to business here. Wow. I am constantly impressed, blown away, and feel blessed by the companies, and I don't mean to be preaching here, but the companies that I know God has put me in partnership with them. 3 of them here tonight. Jason Wolverton and the Forward Corporation, Nick Grillo and the Grillo family of Michigan Brand Meats, and Ed Bolanowski from Speedy Blaze, along with Sherm Hubbard and everybody there. And those are just 3 of the Michigan-based family-owned companies that I work with. It's been a wonderful, wonderful ride, and it's not over yet. You've got 2.5 minutes to make your comments why you want to win that venison Hunter package from Michigan Brand Meats. Let's see what some of the comments look like. Craig says, Craig's in here again. Craig wants to win. He wants to win for sure. Kimberly says she wants to win to share at deer camp with her family. That sounds like a wonderful thing. Is Michigan Brand, here we go. Is Michigan Brand still making venison ham from a coming harvest? Yes, they are. And I'll talk about this here. If you bring in boned out, deboned meat from your wild game harvest, whether it's a deer, a bear, or an elk, the folks at Michigan Brand will process it for you, but it's got to be deboned. And we'll have Nick expand on that a little bit when we get him back on the air. He'll be in the blind. Brent says he'll be in a blind with his youngest Nolan this weekend. The package would be perfect for munching. Indeed, it would, my friend. Jim says he'd like to win the Hunter package. Her first was a 10-point. Wow. 2 minutes on the Michigan Brand giveaway. 2 minutes. In fact, it's about 1.5 minutes now because I was talking too much. 1.5 minutes on the Michigan Brand giveaway. 1 minute and 30 seconds. Make your comments on why you want to win that venison Hunter package from our friend at Michigan Brand Meats. Oh, wonderful. It's Wednesday night. Right now I've got Crystal Light in here. As soon as the show is done, I think I'm going to go up and put a splash of Maker's Mark in here. And maybe open up a package of Mike Avery Hunter Sticks from Michigan Brand Meats. 1 minute on the contest. Actually, you've got 45 seconds. 45 seconds. Make your comments why you want to win that venison Hunter package from Michigan Brand Meats. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Your daughter's first deer camp. That's exciting, Larry. Congrats to you. Congrats to her. And thank you for getting her out there. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Ron wants to win as well. Kevin's got his earplugs in. He's getting ready. Dave Mason, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. This is going to be a good one. 2, 1. Contest is over. Contest is over. When I get real close to my phone, which is my camera, I realize just how bad the bags under my eyes are. All right, Nick Grillo, we're going to bring you back in, my friend. What do you think?
All right. So tonight's winner is going to be and I'm sorry if I pronounce your last name wrong, but Jason Nowiski.
Jason-
Nowiski. Nowiski, as I'm guessing.
Jason Nowiski. Jason, congrats to you. Again, just like we did with Tammy, send me a private message with your mailing address. I will pass it along to Nick. Little pitchy on that one, Kevin says. And you would know, being a longtime broadcaster, I was a little pitchy on that one, Kevin. Listen, Nick is Jason's still here. Let's bring him back in as we wrap this up with you guys. Again, guys, thank you for your generosity. Jason, thank you for your involvement in Real Men Wear Pink. And as soon as this whole COVID situation has relaxed enough, let's get together, Jason. Let's come back to the Lumberjack. Let's do a Wednesday night live at the Lumberjack. I'll invite Nick and his family with us and some of our other friends, and we'll see if we can't get together and do this in person.
It'd be our pleasure. That would be, a great end to what's been a really weird 2020 or maybe early 2021. But we'd be happy to throw a big old party on Wednesday night up at the Lumberjack. And we look forward to hosting that whenever it may be.
And you'll join us, Nick?
Yes. Yep. Can't wait.
Excellent. All right, my friends, you guys have a good night. I'm going to let you both go. And again, thank you very much. Jason said it is Jason Nowiski. So Jason, congrats on that. Susan says she'll be wearing pink every day this month. And knowing what we know about you now, Susan, excellent. Vince says, congrats. All right, a couple of other things I want to talk about here now, and again, I appreciate your indulgence as we did that, but I wanted to bring Jason on board, and I wanted to bring Nick on board because it's just such a great synergy. It's for such a great cause. So many people, so many families have been affected by breast cancer, and if we can do something to fight this stupid modern day plague and have some fun while we're at it, why not? Why not? Okay, a couple things. I told you I did not get my bear. Your puppy is 10. I was going to say, I didn't know you had a dog there, Scott. The fall colors are absolutely beautiful now. If you have not had a chance to get out and check them out, please do. Any news on the commercial fishing bills, Josh? I saw something from MUCC today. Thank you, Ross. A rundown on the show. I will get to that. MUCC put out an alert today that they want us to take some action because that piece of proposed legislation has been sitting at the state legislature in their hands for 8 months, and they have not taken any action, and they are running out of time. So nothing has happened as far as I know. MUCC is pushing it right now. Ross reminds me, how about a rundown on this week's radio show? And then we're going to get to this week's Ask Avery question as well, which is kind of interesting. Ross, thank you for asking. My first guest this week on the show is Johnny Bowler. Johnny was my... How did I just disconnect here? I didn't do anything to disconnect. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. For some reason, I'm disconnecting here. Okay, I'm back. I don't know why it did that. I don't know why it disconnected. I didn't do anything. Johnny Bowler is my first guest this week. We talk about my hunt. We talk about bear hunting in the UP. We talk about the third season, and we talk about deer hunting in the UP as well. Then Matt Poet joins me. Matt is from Jay's Sporting Goods, but he's wearing his Michigan buckpole hat this time around. Tom Campbell of Woods and Water News wraps up the first hour. In the second hour, we're talking waterfowl hunting with Captain Jeff Godey of the Michigan Experience. You know Jeff from walleye fishing on Saginaw Bay. He's also a waterfowl guide on Saginaw Bay. And then Sean McKeon from MUCC talks about their on the ground program. It's back up and running again. And our Ask Avery segment, I'll get to that in just a minute. In hour number 3, we're talking with Tom Lounsbury. Tom tells the story of how he got a Michigan elk. He got a Michigan cow elk. And after applying for like 30 years for a bull tag only, he said, you know what? I want to shoot an elk. So he put in for an either sex tag and he got it right away. My buddy Tony did the same thing. So there's a lesson here, I think. If you've been putting in for a bull only tag and you'd be happy with a cow, put in for a cow tag, and obviously your odds are a lot better. So Tom tells that story. Then Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats joins me to talk about this whole partnership that we just talked about here. And of course, wild game chef extraordinaire Dave Miner joins me as well. Joe says something I want to be, it did blink. Joe says he's surprised I didn't get a bear. The pics were making me feel like it was a done deal. Johnny Bowler is a good man. I've met him a ton, talked to him a ton, still want to get up there again and meet him. I'll be honest with you. Scott's battery. Well, then that's not my fault, Scott. Joe, I was a bit surprised too. Now I knew it wasn't a done deal because you're hunting wild critters. Here's what happened up there, I think. And I think Johnny agrees with me. We had a bad wind the first time up there. And because that bait was so active and because there were so many multiple big bears coming in during the daytime, I was as scent free as possible. I had one of those mini ozone generators in the blind. We were hoping we could get away with a bad wind, and I think we pushed it too far, and I think that's what happened. I gave the bait 4 days off, came back in a north wind, which was perfect for that bait. Didn't see anything the first night. The second night I had that bear come in on me, did not give me a shot. And the third night I didn't see anything. I will go back. Johnny Bowler did his job. He put a shooter bear in front of me at 13 yards in the daylight with a recurve in my hand. The bear just didn't give me a shot. Ask Avery. Scott Hand is the guy who suggested. He's in the deer blind right now. The way the Ask Avery question works is each week I do an Ask Avery segment sponsored by the folks at Security Credit Union. Scott's question was, he says, I have an Ask Avery question, obviously. Scott lives in the CWD zone, so he's very familiar with this. In fact, I had him on the radio show last year when they found a CWD positive doe on his family farm. That's how closely aligned he is. Not aligned, but that's how closely he works with the CWD problem. He says, why could I get free tags in the CWD zone to shoot deer all spring and summer? And now when I go to get my tags, I have to pay $20 to get a doe tag to hunt private property, my private property, in that same CWD zone that I got free tags for all spring and summer, which I thought was an excellent question. Of course, I don't know the answer to that. So I called in Chad Stewart from the DNR. I did not have Chad on the show, but here is his response. He says there are two ways to take a deer in Michigan. One is with a permit, and a permit is an out-of-season permit provided by the DNR for conflicts, hazardous situations, and disease like CWD. The other way is to get a license, to buy a license, which has to be done within defined seasons set by the DNR. So here's the deal. You've got two different types of ways you can harvest a deer in Michigan. You can get a permit, which is free and issued by the DNR, or you can buy a license to harvest a deer during a season, which you have to pay for, and that's under the jurisdiction of the NRC, the Natural Resources Commission. He says licenses have to be purchased, permits can be issued free. He says the exception is a DMA permit, and that's a Deer Management Assistant permit, and that costs $10. He says we being the DNR, we can issue disease control permits in season. We've done it before, but we don't like to, because what we see is people obviously choose to get the free permit and not buy the license. Now, I think he's being very honest here, and I appreciate this. Chad says you can get a permit that is good for the regular season, Ross. He says what we see here is people obviously choose the free permit and they don't buy a license. He says, however, that doesn't get us toward our goal of increased harvest. Keep in mind, what the DNR wants to do is reduce the size of the Michigan deer herd. They're very clear about this. They're very open about this. They don't hide this at all. They need to increase the number of deer harvested in Michigan, they say, to fully manage the deer herd. The problem is we have fewer hunters buying licenses. We have fewer hunters in the field. So following up on this, Chad Stewart says, he said, I am more concerned with managing deer. He said, but license sales are important in keeping the lights on here at the agency, meaning the DNR. We have to sell licenses to get work done. And those licenses must be used in defined season dates. A lot of interesting points here. And I think maybe the most interesting thing to come out of this is Chad saying his concern is the management of the herd, but they cannot overlook license sales. Now, you'll hear this all the time. The DNR is only concerned with selling licenses. Whether or not you agree with that, I hope you can acknowledge the fact that the DNR does indeed have to sell licenses because they need to have enough money to run the place. They're not getting the money from the state that they used to because of COVID and because our illustrious governor decided to overreact. Just my personal opinion. That's I'm not a doctor. That's just my opinion. Pulled all the purse strings in from everything else. And you'll see the DNR doesn't have the money they used to because of the lack of deer check stations, the lack of bear check stations, and also the lack of chronic wasting disease testing going on this year. Not nearly what it was last year because they don't have the money. This is an interesting comment. It says, John says, I got a way they can make some money, a wolf hunt. Now, John, you know this, and I get the comedy of your point, but we all know that the DNR cannot have a wolf hunt. It's in the hands of the feds. And they really didn't make much money on it last time anyway. So interesting. So here's the deal. Dale says, good to hear. I'm buying fewer tags this year. Deer baiting permits. Now, this is also interesting, Mark. Thank you for bringing this up. And Kevin followed up with you too. Mark says, let's have deer baiting permits. This is a concept that has come up before, and I've heard this before. The reason I don't believe the DNR will ever offer deer baiting permits in the Lower Peninsula is because if they were to do that, they would make themselves look like fools because for the last several years, they've been telling us that baiting is bad and it spreads disease. If they were to turn around and do a 180 and do it strictly to make money, it would make their argument they've given us for the past several years absolutely null and void. So that's why I don't think you're ever going to see deer baiting permits. It was interesting when I was in the UP last week because, you know, they can bait deer up there. If you didn't bait deer in the UP, you'd never see one. Subsistence hunting permits. I know I've always been for a wolf hunt, done too much research to see the wolf number staying level. So Scott Hand, excellent question. I appreciate Chad Stewart answering that in what I consider to be a very forthright manner. Chad gets a lot of grief, but all I can say is that whenever I have reached out to him, he has made himself available to me. And I feel like that he has been pretty straight with me. In fact, I feel like he's been very straight with me. John says, I would feel it's completely political if they allowed baiting permits. Exactly, John. I agree with you completely. Do I plan on deer? Yes. Am I excited about it? I'm trying, but I'm having a hard time getting excited about it. We have a situation here now that, well, a week before the season started, 160-acre lease property just made itself available. I've never leased deer hunting land in my life, but this is like a half hour from my house. It's pretty nice property. And my son, James, and one of his buddies, Robbie, asked me if I wanted to go in on it. And I said, yeah, I will. So I have a place to hunt this fall, pretty close to the house here. We're putting up a couple of primal ladder stands and putting out a couple of those Wraith 270 see-through blinds. So yes, I do plan on deer hunting this year. Tim Binns had a proud deer hunting moment. Last weekend, Grace, his daughter, and what a cool name Grace is, in the blind by herself, passed on her first deer because the shot wasn't there. Wow. You taught her well, Tim. You taught her very well. How many young hunters could be out there with the excitement of their first hunt by themselves, have a deer walk by and not give them a shot and have the discipline not to take the shot? You did well. Tony, don't get cocky. Tony says, good evening, my bearless friend from Delta College. Tony's at Delta College. He's working. Tony, that's critters, right? Like on your elk hunt, you can't guarantee something's going to happen. Time for the Darton. No, not for me, Mike. It'll be my recurve. It'll be my recurve. And again, knowing with my recurve, my effective range that I feel comfortable at is 15 yards. So I've got to have a whitetail walk in front of me and give me a shot at 15 yards. I could use my Darton crossbow, and I have nothing against crossbows, and I love Darton, but I do not choose to hunt with a crossbow. I don't choose to hunt with a gun for the most part, though when it comes to be rifle season, I might take a gun out there. Is that in the rifle season, the rifle zone? I think it is. It's just the way I want to do it. If I'm going to take something, I want it to be with a recurve. Why I want to make it so hard on myself, I don't know. I got to make all that practice with a recurve pay off. You bet. Oh, so much for deer bait being sold this year. It's like baiting is not even bad. Keep in mind, Mike, it's not illegal to sell deer bait because you can use it in the UP. Even in the lower peninsula, it's not illegal to sell deer bait. It's like when pot was illegal. You couldn't have pot, but it was legal to sell paraphernalia. That's the way I look at selling deer bait. You can't use it in the lower, but it's not illegal to sell it. Great comment, Don. You can still deer hunt and avoid the deer drama. Woolrich Plaid, family and friends. Amen, brother. Marty, got it done last evening, your first bear. Congratulations. I have not seen a picture. If you've posted it on my Facebook page, I will certainly share it. And please, I encourage you to do that. How cool is that? I'm trying, Mike. I would like the passion to fire back up. I will never be as intense about deer hunting as I used to be when I had the TV show. That's never coming back, and I'm okay with that. I'm shaking my, I'm grinning. I'm grinning about the conversation between Ross and Tony right now. What else is on? Oh, before I let you go, I've only got a couple more minutes here. The special promotional price on the Wraith 270 see-through ground blinds from Primal Tree Stands is over. If you didn't get one of those for $200, you missed your opportunity. But you can still win one of them. Here's how you do it. If you follow me on Instagram, Mike Avery Outdoors on Instagram, if you follow Outdoor Pregame on Instagram, and you follow Primal Tree Stands on Instagram, I will be putting a post up here in the next couple of days about the giveaway. If you make a comment on that post and you share it with a friend, you will be entered to win a Primal Wraith 270. The drawing will be on the 14th. We will announce it on the 15th. Joe says, I hope to see you out with that recurve. This will be your first time hunting yourself in 2 years. The challenge you take with that recurve, nothing but respect from me. Hope to see you get excited and go. And to be honest with you, Joe, that is one of the reasons why I picked up the recurve, was to try to instill some kind of its excitement for me in deer hunting. And the recurve certainly does that. Use the blind as a refuge. Brent says he should have bought another one. I don't think they're going to open it back up again either. If they do, Brent, I will let you know. Stuart, who has always some very interesting comments. Our responsibility, thank you, Stu. Our responsibility is to buy licenses, whether we fill them or not. But the DNR has to be more accessible and work with sportsmen, not special interest on management. You have filled 2 crop damage permit, but that puts no money in the DNR's program. Yes, it's a two-way street, isn't it? If we buy those licenses, I don't want the DNR bowing down to the quality deer management people. And I'm not saying they are, but I don't want them to for sure. And you're right. Even when I bought a combo tag knowing full well I am not going to take 2 deer. I bought combo tags for the last several years knowing I wasn't going to use them. Because that money contributes to the program, to wildlife management. Where do these 45 minutes go? It was a fast show tonight. Tony, I see your text. Tony, I love you like a brother. You know that. And I wouldn't take anything you say negatively. But you also know that I love to joke around with you. And so that's all that was. Who gets money from timber sales? I don't know. John is working construction in a subdivision. One of the neighbors has about 2 bags of carrots, a bag of beets, and apples. Backing up to a wildlife refuge makes you mad. John, does it make you mad enough to call 1-800-292-7200? 292-7800, the DNR rap line? Does it make you mad enough for that? Because if you see something happening and it's illegal and it bothers you, unless you want to confront that hunter yourself, you'll have only one other option. That's to call the DNR and get a warden out there and check on it. All right, my friends, I feel like it was a good show. I appreciate Jason Wolverton from the Forward Corporation joining us. I appreciate his involvement in Real Men Wear Pink. Always appreciate Nick Grillo joining us and for him giving away his products as well. We are starting to get close to the ham for the holidays. We'll probably kick that off in November. So we got a couple of weeks there. All right, my friends. Thank you for joining me on another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Don't forget, you can always get in touch with me. My email address is mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. Do not hesitate to send me an email, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. The website is mikeaveryoutdoors.com. And my cell number is, no, I'm not going to give you my cell number. Although as I look at the people joining us tonight, hey, Ace, a lot of you already have my cell number. All right, my friends, have a good night. I'm going to go upstairs, put a splash of Maker's Mark in here, kick my feet up and relax. I hope that you will Relax and do the same. Ed Bolanowski from Speedy Blaze, thank you so much for your generous contribution to Jason and the Forward Corporation. It's always a pleasure, my friends. And more than that, it's an honor. It's an honor that you allow me to do this. It's a responsibility I take very seriously, and I appreciate your support. Have a great week. Get out, do some hunting, do some fishing, and we'll talk to you next week right here on Wednesday Night Live.